This is question number 11, and here it is given the infinite series. This is equal to dash. So you can see this series can take the form of a geometric series. Okay, so 1 by 2 to the power n. This is geometric series is like that. You can see this is a geometric series. This is geometric series is like that. A r to the power summation n is equal to 0 to infinity a r to the power n is equal to a plus ar square plus ar cube plus dot 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 plus ar to the power n plus dot dot dot. Okay, so here uh, this is 1 by 2 to the power n, so we can write it 1 into 1 by 2 to the power n. Okay, so here this is a, here it is 1, here it is r, and this is 1 by 2. A is the first term, and a is the first term of the series, and r is the common ratio of the series, and n is the number of terms of the series. And then we will see how this series is taking the form of a geometric series. Okay, so this is 1 by 2 to the power n, and so summation n is equal to 0 to infinity 1 by 2 to the power n. So here it is 1 by 2 to the power 0, it is starting from 0, so here to the power 1, here to the power 2, and so on. And this can be written as 1 because 1 by 2 to the power 0 is equal to 1. We can write it 1 plus 1 into 1 by 2 to the power 1 plus 2 into 1 by 2 to the power 2 plus 1 plus 1 by 2 to the power 3, and so on. So you can see this is a and this is 1, this is ar, this is 1 into 1 by 2 to the power 1, this is ar to the power 1, so ar square, and this is 1 into 1 by 2 to the power 2, this is ar cube, and it is 1 into 1 by 2 to the power 3, and so on. So you can see the series has taken the form of a geometric series. Okay, so here you have to find out, here our business is to find out the sum of all the terms of this sequence. Okay, so the sum of the first n number of terms of a geometric sequence, the formula to find out the sum of first n number of terms of a geometric sequence is n a into r to the power n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. So here a is equal to, here a is the first term and r is the common ratio. Okay, so a is equal to 1 and r is equal to 1 by 2, so a is equal to 1 and r is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, so 1 by 2 to the power n minus 1 into 1 by 2 to the power 1, so r is equal to 1 by 2, so it is r to the power 1, here it is 1 by 2 to the power n, r to the power n, it is 1 by 2 to the power n minus 1 whole divided by 1 by 2 to the power 1 by 2 minus 1. So this will be 1 by 2 to the power n, this is 1 by 2 to the power n, so 1 has multiplied there, 1 so this into 1 is equal to this. Okay, so this is 1 by 2 to the power n minus 1 divided by 1 by 2 minus 1. So you can see, you can see this series is an infinite series. Okay, so here n is equal to 0 and 0 n is equal to 0 to infinity. So for this term n is equal to 0, for this n is equal to 0, for this n is equal to 1, for this n is equal to 2. So what will be n finally? N will be infinity finally. So you can see this series is an infinite series, this series is an infinite series. So what is the total number of terms of this series? We can say infinity. uh, there are infinite number of terms of this series. Okay, so this is 2 to the power n, so we will place infinity on the place of n, we will substitute a infinity on the place of n, so that it is 1 by 2 to the power infinity minus 1 whole divided by, this is 1 by 2 minus 1 minus 1 by 2, so 1 by, this will be 1 by infinity, so 1 by infinity 0, so 1 into 0 minus 1 divided by minus 1 by 2, so this is minus 1 by minus 1 by 2, it became equal to 2. Okay, so you can also you can also guess the answer of this question. So you can also guess the answer of this question. So this is 2, this is 2, so option A, option A is true. So option A is true. I will tell you how you will guess. Okay. So the infinite series. So this is an infinite series, and if if anyone among these three, if anyone among these three is the answer. Okay. If anyone among these three is the answer, then 1 by 2 can never be the answer. Okay, you can see, please see towards this and you can know. Okay, so this is we have to find out the sum of all these terms. Okay, so 1 by 2 can never be the, this is 1 by 2 to the power 0, 1 by 2 to the power 1, 1 by 2 to the power 2, 1 by 2 to the power 3, and so on. Okay, so this is 1 by 2, 1 by 2, so 1 by 2 can never be the answer of this question. Okay, then 0 can never be the answer. So if anyone among these three, okay, if anyone among these three, if anyone among 2, 1 by 2 and 0 is the answer, then 1 by 2 and 0 can never be answers of this question. Okay, 1 by 2 can never be the answer of this question, 0 can never be the answer of this question, so 2 is the answer of this question. Okay, and we will go to the next question. So here we have to find out the value of what is the value of p, what is the value of p, and then if the infinite series, this is convergent. Okay, so if the series is convergent, then what will be the value of p? So p is lesser than equal to 1, or p is greater than 1, or p is p p is 0 is lesser than p, and p is lesser than equal to 1, or p is lesser than equal to 0. So actually there is a mistake in this is question number 12 CPT 2021. There is a mistake in this question. In CPT 2021 question paper, you can see this. You can see question number 12. Okay, question, you can see the denominator. Denominator, it is n log n into p. Actually this is not into p, this is to the power p. So this is to the power p, n log n to the power p. You can also see Jidas Sputnik book. This is Jidas Sputnik book, page number page number 103, example number 14, page number 103, example number 14. Okay, so uh, so this series, we will take this series. Actually you should remember this result, you should remember this, you should remember this like a result, you should remember this like a result. So this series diverges when p, when this p is greater than 1, and it is it converges. Okay, it converges. Sorry, there is a mistake, I am rectifying. Now it is correct. So you should also remember this like a results. Okay, so this converges when p is greater than 1, and this diverges when p is lesser than or equal to 1. Okay, so the answer is option B is true. We will see. So this series, this is an increasing sequence, n log n to the power p is an increasing sequence. So 1 by this is a decreasing sequence. 1 by this is a 1 by this is a decreasing sequence. So we will use Cauchy's condensation test to solve this. So you can see this is Cauchy's condensation test. So Fn is a monotonic decreasing sequence of a positive real numbers, and A be a positive number, A be a positive number, A be a positive integer greater than 1. Then the series Fn, the series summation Fn and summation a to the power n, what is a, I said here. So a to the power n, f of n converge or diverge together. Okay, we will see. See here it is n, and here a to the power n. This is n, a to the power n, and here n, and this is a to the power n. So we will see. So Fn, this is series what is given in the question. So this is Fn, this is Fn. So and summation an f of an, summation an f of an is equal to, so let us take n is equal to 2. Let us take n is equal to 2. 2 is greater than, 2 is an integer, 2 is an positive integer, and 2 is a positive integer which is greater than 1. So we will take, this is 2 to the power n, and this is also 2 to the power n. This is 2 to the power n, this is also 2 to the power n. So 2 to the power into, okay, 2 to the power in 2 to the power n into, so 2 to the power n into, and here it is n, and here it is n, so it will be 2 to the power n, it will also be 2 to the power n. So 2 to the power into, this is 1 by 1 by, this is 2 to the power n and 2 to the power n whole to the power p. So this is 2 to the power n, 2 to the power n cancelled. So this n will come to this place, so n came to this place, and this will be n to the power p into log 2 to the power p. Okay, n to the power p into log 2 to the power p. So this is 1 by log 2 to the power p, and summation 1 by log 2 to the power, this is a constant term, so it came outside. So summation of n is equal to 2 to infinity, n is equal to 2 to infinity, 1 by n to the power p. So by p test, by p series test, you can see this is a p series test. So this series is convergent, this series is convergent when p is greater than 1, and this series is divergent when p is lesser than or equal to 1. You can see this is convergent when p is greater than 1, and this is divergent when p is lesser than equal to 1. You can see convergent when p is greater than 1. So option B, this is option B. Option B is true. Then we will go to the next question. It is asked there. It is asked limit of this. We have to find out limit of this. Okay. So limit of this. So this is clearly this is a greatest integer function. So limit of we have to find out limit of this. So we can, there is a formula that x is equal to greatest integer function x plus fractional part function x. Okay, so this is greatest integer function, this is fractional part function. So this is square bracket, this x is under square bracket, this x is under uh, curly bracket. So you can see the example, this is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is equal to 1 plus 0.3. In this example, 1 is the greatest integer of 1 by 3. 1 is the greatest integer of 1 by 3, and 0.3 is the fractional part of 1 by 3. So this is 1 by 3, and 1 is the greatest integer, and 0.3 is the fractional part. So you can write 1 by x is equal to, this is greatest integer function x. This is greatest integer function of 1 by x, and this is a fractional part function of 1 by x. This is greatest integer function, this is fractional part function. Okay, so then this greatest integer function, this is equal to 1 by 3 minus this. Okay, so 1 by 3 minus this. So then we will find out the limit. So limit x into this. So instead of this, we will place 1 by x minus fractional part of 1 by x. Okay, so this is 1 by x minus fractional part of 1 by x. So x will be multiplied with and x will be multiplied with this distributive law. So x into 1 by x, that is 1, and x into fractional part of 1 by x. Okay. So you can see, and this is 1, so 1, so this will be so limit x tends to 0, 1, because x cancel, so this is 1, and limit of this will be 0, because this is the fractional part, and obviously it is a bounded function. This is, as this is a fractional part, this is a bounded function, and it is a bounded function between 0 to 1, between 0 to 1. Think about any proper fraction, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 3 by 4, 1 by 5. It lies between 0 to 1. It lies between 0 to 1. So as this is a bounded function, this is a bounded function, and we will find out the limit of this. So x will be substituted there. So as 0 will be substituted there, 0, x tends to 0, 0 will be substituted there. So as x into, so we we will find out the limit of x into fractional part of 1 by x, as the fractional part of 1 by x is a bounded function, as the fractional part of 1 by x is a bounded function. I have also written there, as 1 by x is a fractional part of 1 by x, this is fractional part of 1 by x. It is a bounded function, and it lies between between 0 and 1. So limit x tends to 0, x into fractional part of 1 by x will be 0. So limit of this will be 0. So this is 1 and this is 0. So 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. So option B is true. Option B is true. And then we'll go to question number 14. Question number 14. So here, what is our business? Our business is to find out where the function is continuous at x is equal to 0, or at x is equal to 1, or at x is equal to pi, or at x is equal to infinity. Okay. So we know when a function is continuous, when the limiting value of the function is equal to the functional value of the function. Okay. So here it is already given, the functional value has already given, because x is equal to 0, at x is equal to 0, the function is 0. So f of x is equal to 0. So 0 is the limiting value. 0 is the limiting value. So at we will check at x is equal to 0, the function is 0. So 0 is the functional value. So we will find out what is the limiting value. Okay. So we can also see here, if you will find out the limit of this, if you will find out the limit of this when x when x when x approaches to 0, when x approaches to 0, the a similar case, like that is also there, you can see, because this is sine 1 by x, this is a bounded function. Sine 1 by x is a bounded function, and it lies between it lies between it lies between -1 to 1. So limit of this whole limit of x sine 1 by x will be 0. So here functional value was 0, and the limit of this, limit of limit x tends to 0, x sine 1 by x is equal to 0. So we can say at 0, here limit, this is the functional value 0, and limiting value is also 0. So we can say at x is equal to 0, at x is equal to 0, this function is continuous. At x is equal to 0, this function is continuous. So there is also, I have I have mentioned how we can find out the limit of this by using Sandwich theorem. Okay, so we know that so we have to find out of we have to find out, we knew that limit of this is equal to 0. We can also find out the limit of this by using Sandwich theorem. So we know that x, this is sine 1 by x, So sin 1 by x lies between -1 and 1. So we will multiply x. So this is minus x, this is x, this is x. So if you by sandwich theorem, we will use sandwich theorem, limit of this and limit of this. You can say limit of x and limit of minus limit x term. This is x. Okay. So limit of x and limit of minus x. Limit of this and limit of this at x is equal to 0 will be 0. So limit of this will also be equal to 0. So limit of this will also be equal to 0. So this is option A. So option A is true. Okay. At x is equal to 0, the function is continuous. So then we'll go to question number 15. Okay. So this is a beautiful question. So limit n tends to infinity at to the power n. At to the power n is equal to 0. Okay. So we have to find out when the limit of this will be 0. When the limit of this will be 0. Okay. It is given. Okay. Let's see option B. I will go. Let's see option A. So if r is greater than 1, okay, sorry, if r is greater than 1, if r is greater than 1, so when r is greater than 1, so for example, we can take r is equal to 4, 5 or any number which is greater than 1 can be taken, okay. So, so r is equal to 4, when r is equal to 4, so this is 4 to the power n, 4 to the power infinity, it is infinity, but this is not equal to 0, so option A is not true. Please go to option B. Option B, this is 0 is lesser than or equal to r, is lesser than 1, okay. So you can see when 0 is lesser than equal to r and greater than lesser than equal to 1, the domain contains all the real numbers greater than or equal to 0. All the real numbers greater than or equals to greater than or equal to 0 and lesser than 1. 0 and all positive proper fractions. Okay, 0 and all positive proper fractions. So you can take example 0 any proper fraction, that is 1 by 4, 1 by 2, 1 by 9. So if you are taking r is equal to 0, then automatically, and then obviously limit n tends to infinity, 0 to the power n is equal to 0. And if you are taking 1 by 4, because positive proper fractions are lying under this domain, so if you take r is equal to 1 by 4, 1 by 2, 1 by 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 9, 1 by 5, any positive proper fraction can be taken as an example. Okay. So when r is equal to 1 by 4, when r is equal to, for example, when r is equal to 1 by 4, then obviously 1 by, this is 4 to the power n, 1 by 4 to the power n, 4 to the power n, that is 4 to the power infinity, 4 to the power infinity is equal to infinity, so 1 by infinity is equal to 0. So option B is true. So option B is true. So you can check how option C and option D are not true. Okay. So option B is option B is true. Thank you so much.